morning, YouTube. Hope you guys can hear me good. Yeah. It's about 2:50 in the morning. And I know that the Lord woke me up to share with you guys something that's happening here. I want to bring to your remembrance that in Revelation, it talks about in the end times that family members will give each other up even unto death. I want you to really ponder and think about what's being said here. What the Lord's warning us of. And it has everything to do with the great falling away. Come on, Holy Spirit. People of your own household will try to give you up in certain ways, even unto death. First of all, you have to be in tune with God, big time. So in tune with God that the enemy would go to the extent of wooing, or it might have been something you've done in your life. And it doesn't matter that you gave your life to Christ after the fact. Whatever it may be that you did, the enemy will use it to turn your own family against you in these days that we're in. It's happening, man. And it very well could be happening to me. The Lord says, do not be weary, do not worry about your life, because He's greater than any of your circumstances. Stay true to Him. Continue to stand with Him. I see it happening. And I'm like, well, could that happen to me? Yeah. Satan is smart. He tricked two of the most finest beings. Two beings that were one with God. Adam and Eve. They were one with God. I believe in the Garden of Eden that before they ate of the tree of good and evil, they had like what Jesus has. Change that. What Jesus has. They had this full communication with the Father. Full, on-site, full communication with the Father. That's why when God after they ate of the tree of good and evil, they clothed themselves because they realized that they were naked. And then they hid themselves, thinking that they could hide from God. And the Father played the part, so to speak, when they were hiding. I want you to really think about that. And I want you to ponder the days that we're in. And then think about the people of your own household could hand you over, even unto death. It's deep, man. But I'm telling you, stand strong, stand and believe. Believe that our Father has you, protects you, takes care of your needs, whatever it may be. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm far from it, man. But I know that I know that I know God is real. Because of 2:50 in the morning, because of 3 o'clock in the morning, when the Lord wakes me up, certain things happen in my life that I can't explain. And had they not happened, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here, man. Because I know that the enemy is after me. He wants to kill us. And what's going on right now, you see it big time. Man, there is no... It's not funny. It's just humorous that the enemy thinks he's going to win. And I find that very, a godly type of humor in it. In the sense that God's already won, see? God's already won. And the enemy's still trying, The world has gone completely cuckoo. So my wife, I'm going to share with you guys, because I believe the Father's telling me to share with you guys. So my wife left me here. She's barely been back like 3.5 months. She ran off, got with some black guy. Okay, my past history is I've been in prison a lot. I ran with the Aryan Brotherhood in prison in 2 different states. I ran from the Lord. I mean, like, completely ran from the Lord. Of course, the things I was going through at the time, I didn't believe there was a God, because I was like 18, 19 years old in prison in Texas, and the Lord was after me, and he wanted me to give my life completely over to him. But the things that I was going through over there while I was there was so great, so strenuous, and it was just so much that I went a different way because of pride, because I didn't want to look weak. When I went to prison, man, I didn't know how to fight or nothing. I mean, I'd been in a few little fights in school or whatever, but, I didn't really know how to protect myself. But I see God the whole way. The whole way. From the first time I ever did time to the last time I ever did time, see God in it. And especially this last time, how he just protected me, man. And I know what he's capable of doing for his loved ones. There's something going on in this world that is hideously evil. And I'm telling you this because I can see it. Some people can't see it. Even people that have a good relationship with the Lord. Why the Lord has allowed me to see such things, but I see things happening in my life that should just have me shaking in my freaking skin, man. And I can be honest and tell you that the Lord has pulled me up here of recent, within the last couple of days, because my flesh has wanted to drink, and the Lord has been pulling me up. So, and I have a lot of sobriety. I've screwed up one time in the last 7 years, going on 8 years now, and it was a bad one. I'm on probation right now for felon with a firearm. Yeah, I wasn't. I was shot at and everything, but that's beside the point. The point being is that everything that happens in our lives, man, and I'm talking to true believers, people that actually truly have a connection. And if somebody on here is listening to me that doesn't, man, get there. Because it's supernatural, and I can think towards the Lord, or I can speak out loud towards the Lord, and the way he talks to me is just really profound. But he shows me things, and it's just really it's just a wow factor. But anyway, I want you guys to ponder the times that we're in, and then ponder and pray and have communion with the Lord and thoughts about how it's fixing to really get. Because, I'm seeing it, man. You see people out here that are preaching Yah, but yet they're influencing with alcohol. And that's what I see. I don't see the influence of drugs very much. Well, marijuana. I do with marijuana too. Okay, so we have all these things. We have the vices that the devil has been using for decades. Alcohol, marijuana, all these drugs, okay? These are vices that are well known that the devil has been using for decades. And now, in these days that we're in, we have homosexuality that's just, full blown. Transgender, drag queen stuff, all this other stuff, that people were completely against 20 years ago. And now people are just okay with it. And it brings me to mind of Sodom and Gomorrah when the angels visited Lot, okay? And the town wanted to know them. Just stuff like that, But you don't forget about the vices and the tactics of the enemy that have been in place for decades, man. Alcohol, drugs, homosexuality has been around. It's just been, tucked under the carpet, and people looked at it and frowned at it for a long time. But then marijuana got legalized, in several states. And then the next thing you know, same-sex marriage got legalized in several states. And it's just like the door has been open, wide open, because of what's been happening behind closed doors and hush-hush. The Father is tired of it, so he just let the door open for the enemy to run rampant, because we're in the last days. Does it make sense? So, I know that I'm connected with the Father. My little YouTube channel here ain't nothing, right? In the eyes of the populace. Don't bother me. I know it's reaching those that it needs to reach. And that's where my faith stands. This channel and the things that the Lord has me do and has me say, like 2:50 in the morning, right now, is reaching those that it needs to reach. That's what I believe. Because I know that I know, okay? And it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to be popular. Those that need to hear it are hearing it. Or I wouldn't be up at 2:50 in the morning. Now, some things are going down in my life. Like, I know this is going to sound funny, but I got diarrhea out of the blue. I got this job going on. I know in my spirit, and I feel it in my spirit, that the Lord allowed this to happen because I feel fine. Like, I'm not sick. I don't feel like, I don't feel like that. But yet it's a reason. The Lord has given me a reason to stay away from certain place for a minute. Or maybe for good. I don't know. I don't know yet. But I know that he protects us. And he'll let things happen so that you won't be in a certain place at a certain time for your protection. That's what he does for me. He does it for you. I guarantee it. You just maybe haven't seen it or realized that it happens. But it does. Because it's supernatural. He'll either let you see it or he won't. Here's another, for instance. My family is and has been connected with a certain group of people probably since before I was born. And so I went and did some work for my cousin. They own a cabin up here. I know that they I did some work for them, so they owe me money. Well, they haven't paid me. Now, I know that they're not hurting, that they're not, that the little measly $140 that they owe me for working is nothing to them. They haven't paid me. It's kind of strange. And then my wife took off on me. She was gone for 7 months. Now, 7 months is a long time to put something together. She comes home and she tells me things like, she's working now. Which is nice. Oh, I really missed you today. It's like she walked right back in my life, and everything's like it used to be. Or she would have me think that. I'm not buying it, though. There's certain things that have happened since she's been back that makes me really think about things. Remember, the enemy is out to kill you. It's not stressing. And not just kill your body, but kill your soul. So, if you're in tune with the Lord, he's not going to kill you outright unless you are a threat, and I mean a big threat, to his overall plan of trying to win a battle that he's already lost. Okay? Yeah. Christ, it is finished. It is finished. It is finished. Be strong in the Lord. True prayer, what is it? Is it a motion of how to pray? Or is it, I want you to think about that. Because the Lord knows your every thought. He knows everyone's every thought, all at the same time. So what is prayer? What is godly prayer? Standing up and praying in front of a bunch of people. Getting on your hands and knees, getting on your knees and going through the motion of praying? Or is it your thoughts, your heartfelt thoughts towards him? And it could be verbal, but your verbal is always a thought first. I get mad sometimes and I'm like, what's going on here, Father, Because I know that he knows exactly what I'm thinking, exactly what I'm going to say before I even say it. He knows your desires of your heart, that your inner person, who you really are. You can hide nothing from him. Nothing. He knows your desires in a minute, in a moment's time, over a week's time, over a year, he knows you better than you could ever know yourself. Unto death. They will hand you over unto death. And my wife, while she was gone, she went, we're completely against the vaccination, completely against certain stuff under this house, under this roof. When she took off and left us, she got vaccinated. I have a big heart. I don't show it like a lot of people put on a show of how much someone loves you. I show it by the working with my hands and doing for my family. Doing things for them that show my love. Because it takes effort to do it. I've been known to not be that affectionate as far as huggy and clingy and everything. I'm not like that. I'm not a clingy, touchy person. Some people need to be touched and stuff, and I understand that. There's times I would love a hug from my dad. And he does hug me. I see it. He does hug me. He hugs you. But you can't feel it physically. It's an earthly thing. These certain feelings that we have acquired throughout the ages. Feelings. Not true. Feeling. Guys, be blessed. I hope this helps somebody that's going through things that, like I'm going through. Stay in thought. Guy I ran into years ago now told me, Josh, keep it vertical. Stay in tune with the Father. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. These three are one. If you can ponder that, you can really know what it is for three to be one. You're one with them. We all are. All of us. You and I and the Father. You will know them by their fruit. And you will know my faith by my works. But you will know them by their fruit is more important. If they're influencing any worldly things on you as a believer, I'm not saying if somebody gives you something, the worldly things, the facades, like a buzz off of alcohol, a buzz off of a joint, the facades that cloak or imitate a good feeling, a Father feeling. Run from it. Run from it. Alcohol and drugs, run from them. There's a verse that says that if you find gratification in anything other than the Lord, you're sinning against Him. Fulfillment, I think, is how it says it. Find any fulfillment in anything other than Him. And I mean, like, when it comes to how you feel. Oh. Guys, be blessed. God over everything. Jesus is my King. It is finished. Stand strong in Him. Love thy neighbor and love the Lord thy God as with all your heart, your mind, your spirit, your strength. And love thy neighbor as thyself. And I know it's hard to do that at times, but who is your neighbor? Guys, be blessed. Bye.